We are the future of conscious education, and your contribution is crucial to the evolution of education. Hi, I'm Kirsty. I'm a mindful mother and teacher who is on the journey to developing more of a conscious education for my children and for the children around the world. In this video, we're going to be exploring what conscious education is all about and how education is much more than academics. It's about raising whole, balanced, and compassionate individuals who will make a big impact in the future and to humanity as a whole. Imagine a world where education not only nurtures a child's mind, but also nurtures their heart, their soul, their creativity, and their emotional well-being. Imagine a world where children are free to learn what inspires them, to come into themselves and to grow as a being in their own time. Imagine a world where learning was mindful and holistic. How would life be different if education was this way? Conscious education is a holistic approach which encompasses the intellectual, emotional, spiritual, and physical development of the whole child. It can be seen in contrast to traditional education, which focuses more on academics and standardized testing. As an experienced teacher of 15 years who has stepped away from the education system after having my children, I feel that conscious education is beginning to evolve within me and with what I'm providing for my children. In working in Catholic education, spirituality has always been a part of the education system. However, more of a heart-based and holistic approach in tuning into a child's needs and how they're feeling and supporting and guiding them to listen to themselves, to be guided by their inner self and our connection with each other has really started to evolve my thinking around education. This approach resonates with me because I am not only teaching my children specific set intentions, but I want to teach them and give them experiences where they can learn to know themselves, where they can explore the world around them, be connected in nature, and be connected with one another. I'm moving away from sitting down and working through set curriculum and really focusing on an unschooling approach within our conscious education philosophy. I want to be developing real world life skills for my children. I want them to be socialized. I want them to listen to their hearts, to be inspired by the world around them, and to connect with others on a deeper level rather than that superficial level. I want my children and children around the world to follow their passions and to be inspired by life and nature. I want us to be deeply connected with the world around us and the people around us, and to tune into ourselves, how we feel, and what we are guided to learn and know about in our experience. One of the key principles in conscious education is the holistic approach, focusing on a child's physical well-being, their emotional state of mind, their spirituality and connection. This holistic approach nurtures the child as a whole being. Their academic learning is not separate from their emotional well-being, their physical state, or their spirituality. Conscious education focuses on the development of each child as an individual. It focuses on the child that is before us at this time versus where a child should be against a standardized measure or a set curriculum. It looks at the child right here, right now, and what we can do to nurture and guide them on their path. It honors the child rather than forcing them to be at a set standard or to be achieving set outcomes. The second principle is about incorporating mindfulness into learning. It incorporates mindful practices within learning experiences and supports children to tune into their body, their feelings, and to be in the present moment and self-aware. It supports children to be present within their learning and to gain the most out of their learning experiences versus just completing an activity because it's in front of them. Practices such as mindful breathing, gratitude rituals, and affirmations can easily be incorporated into your child's education, whether you are teaching at home or in the classroom, to really ground children into their present moment, to help them to focus, reduce anxiety, and improve their emotional regulation. Utilizing practices like these can help children to be more conscious in their learning and in their being, as well as supporting teachers, parents, and educators to also be present and conscious in their experiences. Taking breaks throughout the day to do some breathing techniques, to move our bodies mindfully, such as doing yoga or meditation, can all really help to be present rather than focusing on something that we need to do tomorrow or something that has happened out in the playground. It's calling us into our conscious mind to be present and grounded within our body and to release any stresses, worries, or fears that may have come up throughout the day or in a past time. The third principle of conscious education is developing the emotional awareness and emotional intelligence that we all have within us. It's helping children to understand their emotions, to name and feel those emotions, and to empathize with others. Learning these emotional intelligences can help children to show more compassion, to understand how others are feeling in certain situations, and empathize with them. When children understand their emotions and can express them in a healthy way, they understand how to regulate their bodies and their feelings easily. They can feel the feelings, express them, talk about it, and move through that more easily versus suppressing them or allowing those emotions to really control and to take hold of them. If children understand that we all experience emotions, that they are a healthy part of our lives and are important to teach us how we feel in different situations when our boundaries are crossed or we're really passionate about something, learning in early childhood and beyond how to control our emotions helps us to know ourselves more deeply and to be heart centered and compassionate to others, which is supporting our children to become loving, caring, and compassionate to those around them. Both parents and teachers can incorporate the principles of conscious education with their encounters with children, taking time to go outside, to connect with nature, to express our gratitude are all simple ways that conscious education can be easily incorporated into the classroom or within home education. Being a conscious parent or educator means that we are being mindful of our interactions with our children. We are listening to them, allowing them space to share how they are feeling and be guided by what they would like to learn about and how they feel about a certain topic. It's allowing their bodies to be calm, centered, and to be regulated. So, taking 10 minutes to do some yoga poses or some meditation can be helpful for children and adults to be regulated and mindful within our bodies. This helps us to be more present and conscious of our words, our intentions, and how we are also expressing ourselves around our children. Children are very good at picking up our energy, so incorporating conscious education techniques can really help us to be regulated and to be more grounded and loving in our approach with our children. Expressing our emotions and feelings with our children is a wonderful way to model to them how to express our feelings in a healthy way and in ways that help us to process them and move through life with more ease. Teaching children these mindful practices and emotional intelligence is like giving them a little toolbox of tricks that they can use when they are feeling dysregulated or experiencing difficult emotions. Giving them the words to use, the strategies of deep breathing, taking time away for ourselves, or knowing that they need a big hug from mum, however it may be, the children are more in tune with what they need and are then able to come back to a more regulated state. In my experience, I'm finding that children who are exposed to conscious education are resilient, balanced in their emotional state, and curious, wanting to learn more and question what life is all about, and are showing curiosity about learning and the world around them because they're in a safe environment and feel safe to ask questions, to develop a deeper understanding and a more connected relationship with their caregivers. Being able to utilize this toolbox can support children to reduce anxieties, to feel more centered and grounded within themselves, and to lower stress levels so that they can be free to learn, free to enjoy playing with their peers, and be able to handle those big emotions when they arise. For homeschooling families, it supports the family bond and connection between children and their caregiver. They feel free to express how they are feeling, know that they are trusted and held in love with their carer, and know that they can truly be themselves. Also, in the classroom, having a teacher who is loving, caring, and kind makes all the difference for children to feel safe and that they are well cared for. Creating a learning environment which is open, respectful, and trusting will allow children to fully express themselves, let their guard down, and to learn in the best way that they can because they feel safe and happy in their environment and know that if they need to share something or express their feelings, then that can be done in a manner which they are held lovingly and they can communicate their needs in a trusting, non judgmental environment. In being a conscious educator, we understand that our children are also teaching us all of the time, and it's a reciprocal relationship that we are learning alongside one another. My vision for the education revolution is that children will be guided and nurtured to truly come into understanding themselves, to learn about the world around them, to reconnect with their hearts, their minds, their bodies, their spirits, and to connect with others in loving, compassionate ways. Our children are full of wisdom, and we need to honor their innate knowing and innate curiosity for learning. Children don't need to be forced into learning. We need to be meeting them where they are at and supporting them to be in a state of calm so that they are more receptive to learning and can get the best out of their learning experience, whether that is in homeschooling or within the education system. If we can support parents to be more conscious in their encounters with their children and teachers to incorporate this conscious education and mindfulness practices, our children will be more lovingly supported to be themselves, enjoy learning, to find that love of learning again, and to grow into the best versions of themselves. I hope that this video has sparked something within inside of you and opened your heart to a different way of educating our children. If this content has resonated with you, I would love for you to join our community of conscious, heart-centered parents and educators who are doing our best to support our children to thrive on their learning journey. I appreciate you being here and I'm grateful for the work that you are doing in incorporating more conscious education into your children's lives. If you have any comments or questions, I would love to hear from you, so please pop them down in the comments section below, and I look forward to connecting with you again.